Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ring, where one mighty hero sets on a single path towards victory. Many have come and attempted, but few have earned their right to the gold. Contestants have come from far and wide, and tonight we host a local legend. Sid once more steps onto the ring to fight her way through the gauntlet. She's proven herself in the last circuit. So, let's see how she fares through the newest Ring of Fate fashioned by the God of Order. Now, this skill planner has been debated by all of the community, but what matters is that the judges have determined that the contestants are permitted to pre-plan their routes before committing themselves to the ring. Interesting. Sid seems to have chosen to ignore Auto Attack Storm and Discharge altogether, even though this was something that was greatly popular in the previous ring. She's not getting Payday early either, even though it's only a few points away. I'm not sure what her idea is for her start, but she's been practicing this enough that she must have a plan. And as my grandpappy would often say, there's more than one way to skin a tigon. After going for some big clicks, she's heading for Payday, then more damage. After that, taking the mana crit specials. Most likely for the end of the run to squeeze out even more speed and clear out a whole zone in a single swing. After this, it looks like she's going for Invigorate node to avoid being bogged down by her exhaustion, then filling in the last few points with some more damage to make sure she's a well-rounded fighter for the end. Would be the Automator setup, alright. Nothing fancy here. Looks like she's going for the tried and true purchase options. Going for the random item purchase and the upgrades. It would seem she's letting fate decide her strength once more, and then back to the tree itself to prepare the first few points for the instant that she's launching herself. A few more seconds to get everything set up, and she's off, clearing the first zones by triggering big clicks to clear out the first area, and then setting Auto Attack Storm to keep the damage rolling. Though she's not using the Mana-Gize, it would seem this is just there to get the ball rolling early until the big clicks and huge clicks carry her the rest of the way. Zone 3, and she's already stacking big clicks, Payday tokens, so this is where she'll need to time her hits well and finish off enemies with her huge clicks, which seems to be just barely not enough to do it. Such a shame. That extra gold would have been amazing to start things off, but again, she comes up on the boss, big clicks, huge clicks, and barely. The confirm is missed, and she progresses on to the next zone. And she barely doesn't get the confirm on that hit, but she actually decides to pause and wait for the next huge click chance. How does she expect to make any records like this? Well, at the least she breezes through the next area, picking up some more Payday stacks as she clears the frontliners. No, my goodness, she's still not able to confirm on a single hit. She even set up the full big click stack on the boss alone. But it seems like she's finally starting to pick up some steam. Every single boss is beginning to fall to a big click and huge click combination through Zone 8, through Zone 9, steadily making her way through and making it look easy as she does. She's even able to spend some time in her Automator. Either she is so confident in herself that she knows she doesn't need the extra time, or she's not actually going for the world records here. Whatever the case may be, she's found the moxie she's needed to start plowing through the rabble and make it straight to the tough bosses. As long as she's actually keeping the Payday stacks up and using them at the right time. Now you may be wondering why she's placing so much importance on these combinations, and I'll let my co-host Dave take it from here.
Why, thank you, Doc. And I'd like to say that she's actually doing quite well so far, even clearing some of her personal bests up to this point, so let's not count her out just yet. But as you said, her focus on sequences is extremely important when you look at what Payday does for her. For it to work, she needs to be stacking some of those Payday tokens before the final boss. The only way she can do that is to clear out the frontliners with big click strikes each time. The more payday tokens, the higher the chance she'll have for the check to come in the mail and for her to collect a fat pay when it comes. Now, building up those stacks takes more than just those big click strikes. The more she increases her big click damage, the more likely she'll gain a token from the strikes. Not only that, she'll be even more likely to get the payday at the end with her huge click confirmed. So she has a major incentive to time those huge click strikes with the last monster in the area, so that her next area goes smoothly with as few big clicks as necessary, and hold on to the huge click for the end. Now that she's got all the damage she needs, she'll start cruising through these areas without any resistance. At this point, it's all about that cooldown.
Great explanation, Dave. That's why I keep you around. You have a knack for keeping track of all those random interactions when frankly I'm just here for the sport. Haha! Now, why would it be necessary for her to clear out each area with fewer clicks? The last challenge she was swinging her sword like there was no tomorrow.
It's the exhaustion, Zach. Each time she's swinging on this ring, her sword gets heavier. If she can increase the quality of each hit, she'll keep the exhaustion down. I've seen a man as strong as an axe wind up with a sword so heavy, it looked like it wasn't even moving.
Fascinating. But what's more interesting is her first test of strength. I think I've seen everyone failing this Zone 25 boss. What on earth happened? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe my eyes. She struck down the Zone 25 boss with a single hit. I never thought it was possible, but here it is, folks, live for the world to see.
That's why she's been building up for payday. That, along with the huge kick discount, and her cape has a massive advantage over the runners choosing discharge early.
Well, I'm certainly impressed. I'm sure that bit of power surge and Metacrit helped her along as well.
Most certainly. Nothing like a quality click to get the job done.
Well, at this point, I don't think there's much else stopping her from making her way through the whole ring unopposed. After all, this boss would usually still do for any other runner, though I did sense a bit of hesitation in her strikes. I think all these small pauses are really going to add up in the end, but the results speak for themselves. Once this gets out, I think we'll go broke from all the gold medals we'll be giving away.
Well, I wonder about that, Zach. There's quite a lot of gold flowing around Sid right now. Not sure a medal is going to have that much more value.
Well, what's for sure is the one value no other can take from her will be the bragging rights that come with this. She's mowing down the front lines and the zone bosses at this point, each one taking only a few seconds. So much so I'm surprised I'm not seeing her exhaustion building up.
That's from the reinvigorate. It doesn't seem like much, but it does help to keep that exhaustion in check. It pairs quite nicely with the haste she's been picking up, making sure she doesn't lock herself up by going too fast. The numbers aren't too impressive on paper, but it does make a difference in the end.
I'll take your word for that. She'll need every trick in the book to keep up this momentum, though seeing the way she's making it through all these areas, I'm not sure she really needs to worry about gold all that much. After all, she seems to have enough to clear out everything. That she fares quite well against this Zone 50 boss. I mean, of course, what else was I expecting? After seeing her waltz through the first big boss, the most challenging encounter for any other runner, I should expect nothing less of our dear Sid. And we can expect to see smooth sailing from here on out for her, as she one-shots her way through all the small fries and the bosses alike. The hardest part seems to be waiting for the goal to actually reach her before diving into the next pack, as well as letting enough time pass for her items to upgrade. Now she's also weaving in the monocrit to clear out to be able to clear out more than just one enemy each click, and we'll hear more about that in a minute. But first, I'd like to take the time to appreciate her progress. Her slow but steady growth into the rhythm of this ring's encounters. Her measured attacks on each monster, preventing herself from overdoing it and overshooting the zone. And also, a bit of time to appreciate her next encounter. The encounter with the Zone 75 boss. After all, she barely has to hold herself back, and she has enough haste that every blessing is refreshing in just a few seconds. One zone she clears with monocrit, and within another 2, it's ready again. I mean, look at that Zone 75 boss just melt away! A single well-timed monocrit and it's over for the Zone 75 encounter. Now, she just needs to keep up the rhythm and she'll have this in the bag.
Definitely. She's been watching not only for the timing on the big clicks and huge clicks pressing now, she's also watching the timing on the monocrit. Similar to how Payday works, she's waiting until she has enough stacks built up from the big click confirms before setting up the attack for her monocrit. One major detail is that she waits until she's already dashed to the next group. Otherwise, she might only hit one of them instead of all 4. You know a sword can only reach so far after all.
Only so far indeed, and with all these bonuses stacked up, one on top of another, this last section looks to be the fastest of them all. But she's clearing it all so easily, I'm not sure she's seeing the difference it would make for her. Slowly, no, quickly now, she's arriving at the end. A few more seconds and we'll get a look at the final boss encounter, though I have no doubt it will be as short-lived as the others, especially with Power Surge being ready for use. Here it comes, folks, the moment we've all been waiting for. She approaches the boss, the monolith of truth and destruction. Reaching the end, she prepares her attack, and it's over with a single swing! Ladies and gentlemen, the time is on the board. 9 minutes and 20 seconds for Sid. What a helpful adventurer she is, and what an interesting run that was. She got lucky on some encounters, but there's so much room for improvement.
That's right, Zach. It looks like her choice of skills is spot on, but there's so many moments where she pauses. She could have easily brought the timer down closer to the 9 minutes flat. I'd like to see her work on those moments. Maybe drop her reliance on the automator altogether and see if she could get those confirms more easily early on. In any case, it seems like something that others could improve on and refine, and no matter what it is, I am impressed with her so far.
That's right, Dave. Anyone who's brave enough to test their strength and wit in these rings of fate is a champion in their own right. I'm sure the God of Order would be pleased to watch these athletes face his challenge head on and not be afraid to fail until they find the right way around all the pitfalls he's fashioned. This is Zach
and Dave
wishing you a good night.
Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and move ever forward.